to another episode of the Caffeinated Librarians. We have faces in this episode. And joining me today are our wonderful other co-hosts.
Hi, I'm Simona.
Ben.
I'm Louis again.
I'm Joe.
Katie.
Full roster today. So today is our special Valentine's Day episode, and for this I've created a game called Is It a Romance Novel or Not?
Ooh, a game is the foot.
A game is afoot.
The movie and TV podcast is about books today. I like it.
Wow.
I will be reading you plots of some, or maybe not some, really weird romance novels. You have to guess if they are real or not.
Okay, I'm
So,
ready.
You guys ready? You guys think you know? You guys think
Yes.
you know? Let's go.
May I make 2 announcements
Yes. Oh, yes.
before we go? Everything's back. Feast of Films is now dated all the way through to the summer, every other Friday. Our first one tomorrow night is In the Heights. And I haven't decided what the one is in 2 weeks after that, but it's basically, you can count on it to be there unless weather decides differently. And Gathering the Gamers is back and at full force. We now have a PlayStation 4 Pro. Currently, right now, Paul's testing out Days Gone in there, and he's running away from a horde of zombies.
Good luck.
Oh, we don't want to lose Paul. All right, so let's begin. Stacy's kid sister, Steph, is getting bullied at school and asks to take karate lessons so she can learn how to defend herself. Stacy doesn't want her fighting, but she does want to empower her, so she enrolls Steph in some basic classics at the gym. The sensei is a gorgeous semi-pro fighter, and he's so sweet with the kids that Stacy can't fight off her attraction to him. Sorry, typo. She decides to sign up for private
Dead
lessons
giveaway,
with
by the
him,
way.
hoping to get to know him better.
Not a novel.
Yeah, not real.
I'm
Definitely
gonna go
not.
with
Not
no.
real? You don't
Yeah.
think that a mom...
There's not enough lust.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
I think it's real.
Yeah.
I think it's real. I think it's real.
All right. The answer is fake.
No.
Yes.
It's not my first rodeo. I played this game before.
So we up a point, you and I?
We are a point.
Everyone else is behind us now?
Yeah. I think so.
Good.
By a point.
Who won the last one?
You did.
I think you did, yeah.
You were
I'm
surprising.
kidding, I know.
I was in last place by quite a bit.
He was a slow burn. He got in there and then boop.
Yeah.
Biomechatronic assassin Reef is one of the galaxy's most feared super soldiers until he botches his last mission and is given a new lease on life as a human. Will Reef be able to deal with his newfound emotions and his attraction to his beautiful caretaker, Evie Jasper Holloway?
Fake.
Yeah, fake.
Fake, because I
Too-
don't think Reef can coexist.
And you're too
Jasper
confident.
Holloway.
You're too confident with that full last name.
Yeah.
I say it's real.
I'm figuring out your writing style.
I'm gonna say real.
It is real. It's how to lose an extraterrestrial in 10 days.
Yeah.
Good job. Woohoo!
What's the name of it?
How to Lose an Extraterrestrial in 10 Days by
Oh, I-
Susan Grant.
I
She's a
hate-
national best-selling author. And the line tag for it is, not all Earth girls are easy.
It's
I
well
like it.
done.
I changed my mind.
I apologize to you.
That is the legitimate explanation of this book, though. From the back.
Reef, huh? Interesting.
It stands for something. I didn't want to put it what... I just deleted that part.
Oh, what does it stand for?
I don't remember.
Oh.
All Sky wanted was to indulge in some chocolate ice cream and forget all about her cheating ex Brian.
Real.
Sky never imagined that she would be abducted by a group of trolls and taken to their kingdom. Sky is one of the 7 women who have been carefully selected to enter the harem of Lord Gigante. Sky must master the subtle art of troll seduction if she is ever to satiate Gigante's wild appetites.
I'm still saying real.
Sounds like a porn.
It does.
Some of the best romance novels are, you know.
I'm gonna go
say
fake.
real.
Fake.
I'm gonna go fake.
I'm going real.
One real.
Been a naysayer this whole time.
It is fake.
Oh wow. I came up with
Oh,
this
there is
one
a
very
lot
proud.
of
Really
of
good.
orc and troll smut novels out there.
There's a whole novel series about getting like taken by a pterodactyl. I think it's
Oh,
called
I've read
Taken
that
by the
one.
Pterodactyl.
It's hilarious. That person has like a whole dinosaur series, and you're just
Taken by a pterodactyl?
Yeah,
taken
it's
by
a
the pterodactyl.
pterodactyl.
Lewis
erotica.
is. Lewis has the meme face where it's like all the equations.
We should put that in the end. Can you do that, Joe?
I'll try.
Odd.
I've been kidnapped by Zeus, plucked from the streets of Manhattan and frightened half to death by a freaking Olympian god. And now I'm trapped in the underworld, being forced to compete in a series of deadly trials for the position of Queen of the Underworld, which would mean marrying Hades, the utterly terrifying Lord of the Dead. Who the hell wants a husband at all, let alone one made of smoke and riddled with death?
Real.
Real. There's been a lot of lust for Hades in the water, I feel
I think
like.
I know
He's
this
not
girl.
the bad god.
I'm gonna say real.
I'll go with the. I'm gonna go fake. That's my instinct to go.
But
I'm gonna be wrong. It'll be wrong. 'Cause, that's my luck.
this is the power of Hades. It's
Yeah.
book 1 of the Hades trials. This person is actually quite prolific in writing these Olympian novels.
Hades gets a bad rep.
I like
We
Hades.
actually have one downstairs that's newer, that's very popular. I forget the name of it, but it's
I
down there.
also highly recommend the game Hades.
It is a
Yeah.
very good game, yes. Won all those
It's
awards.
by the people who made Bastion, right?
Yeah.
Isn't there like a series of books by? It's like about like elven, like fairies and things, but Catherine Marie Moaning or something like that. It's the anyway.
I don't know. I might have to find
There
it.
is a book series about Faye, but it's written by Sarah Moss. It's amazing.
I know that. No, this one's like romance / a little naughtier than romance.
No. The good
So
stuff.
YA fiction, I see. Alright, this is a doozy. For as long as I can remember, I've secretly hoped that a tall man would come along and sweep me off my feet. Sure, dark and handsome would be just fine too, but the main thing for me is height. Well, you know what they say, careful what you wish for. I watched in stunned terror as Megadon emerges from the sea. He is a kaiju, a giant monster from another world. His colossal green body towers over the city, 100 feet of brutal muscle cascading seawater as he rises. The obsessed monster roars my name. Every stomp of his feet shakes the foundations of the city and sends shameful vibrations rippling straight into my center. Megadon is coming, and I'm the prize he seeks. He won't give up until he's got me in the palm of his hand, quite literally. He says I'm his Kaijira. He says I'm his fated mate. I say, how is this even going to work?
That could
Real.
be porn too.
Fake.
Real.
Real, I'm going with.
Definitely real.
I'd say fake.
Ben?
Fake. I said fake.
I'm gonna go fake. What's the real?
Says claimed by the kaiju. by Lizzie.
Do we have that book?
No, we don't because it's an ebook.
I'm gonna put in a request for this right now.
It's an ebook. It's
we're
only
getting
Kindle.
This on
Can we
overdrive.
read this together?
I'll do the audiobook narration. I got you.
Wow.
When Molly's dog goes missing on Christmas Eve, she spends hours searching the neighborhood for Sprinkle, fearing what could happen if she's trapped out in the cold. Late that evening, a stranger sees the flyers Molly's posted near his home and tells her that he has found her dog. He invites Molly in, and she are overjoyed to see her furry friend curled up next to his fireplace. After a pleasant conversation with the stranger, she decides to stay a bit longer to escape the cold. Molly ends up staying all through Christmas Day as the romance blooms.
Oh, see, this could be like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, this could be
Yeah.
totally
It could
a
also-
Debbie McComber.
It could also be like a twist where you think everything's going well and boom, it's a horror film.
I'm gonna go real.
I'm gonna go with real.
Yeah, she are overjoyed, so I'm gonna go real.
I'm gonna go with fake.
I'm gonna go with fake.
It is
Yay!
Although
lost-
it could be
It sounded too good to be true.
Lost
I
the
guess.
lead.
Good job.
Let's go.
lost on the Appalachian Trail. Sorry, North Carolina's Appalachian. Jacqueline falls head over heels literally into an ogre's lair. She should be terrified of the enormous horned monster, But he turns out to be a surprisingly gentle green giant, and soon the fact that he and Jacqueline don't understand each other no longer matters. Sure, he may be a monster, but he's also the best lover she's ever had, and there are definitely fates worse than spending the rest of your life in a thick Monster King's love cave.
Is this Shrek?
No, I think this is for moms who got a little too excited watching Shrek.
I say real.
Scottish accent.
I mean, I'm going to go with fake, but I would love to read that.
I'm gonna go fake.
I'm gonna go real. Why not?
I think I'm going real also.
Well, good thing for you, Ben. It's real. No Getting Ogre You by
Oh.
ML
Oh, I
Eliza.
love that title.
It's so, you know,
That's a great title.
Are you?
it's a, yeah. Why am I not
I can read these
surprised?
books.
Well, I remember I was reading one for this woman. She gets taken to like these sewers where there are these ogres, and they use them as sex slaves.
Oh.
You know, I saw one of those, but then I had to censor some of these descriptions.
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day.
There are many different forms of love.
This is true.
Yep. There's the Sam and Frodo love.
What's a beautiful love?
Yep, friendship
Oh,
love.
that's a good one for the ships.
Passionate
The bros.
love.
It's already been written, but it's on fanfiction.net.
Yes, it has already been written.
Like a million times.
Jordan is a bull rider, and riding is the only thing he's ever loved. When his legs are shattered in a serious accident, his career is over, and Jordan feels as if his life is over. The only bright spot in his days is his beautiful physical therapist, Sharon, who gives him hope that he will walk again. Jordan hopes that he might even get back on the bull again. Sharon stirs feelings inside of him that Steve never even thought possible.
Fake.
Oh, the real.
This is real.
That's gotta
It's just
be
like a
real.
mid-era Clinton movie.
Yeah, that's real.
I say fake.
Fake.
It is fake.
Oh.
Well, you know, the way I'm going, I'm not gonna win this game. It's okay though.
Years ago, the skies ripped open and the world was destroyed in fire and ash. Dragons, once creatures of legend, are the enemy. Vicious, unpredictable, they rule the skies of the ruined cities, forcing humanity to huddle behind barricades for safety. Claudia's a survivor. She scrapes by as best as she can in a hard, dangerous world. When she runs afoul of the law, she's left as bait in dragon territory. She only has one chance to survive, to somehow tame a dragon and get it to obey her.
It's real.
It's gotta be real. You've done too many fakes in a row. Gotta be real.
Real.
But those are romance? Or
I
are
guess
not those
she's-
like
she's
those?
gonna-
We have
fall
some
in love
dragon
with
romance
dragon.
novels here
Ben.
in the library at this point.
It's
I've
real.
seen it.
Love is of all
I
shapes.
say
I'm going real.
I say fake.
Real. It's real.
It's real.
I trust Katie.
It is Fire in His Blood
Yes,
by
because
Ruby.
and you know why I know it's real? Because I actually read it.
Is it good?
It's good.
So does that even count if she read
Of
it?
course.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
That's just like
It
having
counts.
Have knowledge.
Yeah.
Well
They
researched.
I gave her a leg up. I call foul.
I mean, she's
on
still
that.
way behind.
Yeah. And you want to
I
know
think this is
how?
actually a series too, if I'm
It
not
is.
mistaken.
It is a series. It is a series. You want to know how long it's been since I've read the book? It's been
6
a good
days.
Wait,
5 years.
so that
6
cover makes it look
days.
like the dragon turns into a human? Is that?
Yes,
Yes.
usually it's
Oh.
because they're dragon shifters.
Yes.
that the
See,
same?
I don't like that. I think it should
Dragons
be like
have an
Donkey
infinite wealth of
Dragon
knowledge of
Shrek.
magic under their belts, so it's not surprising that they could shift.
Is that
No.
the
They
same
had children.
Is that the same?
model who
No.
was with the
They
kaiju?
did.
I know they did, but no.
You know, that would be surprising because, like, you have, like, Simona actually emailed me, Fabio. Fabio has
The
done
other
many
model as well.
erotica novel, like, shirtless guy look at it. Should be more of a pirate. And I was just like, what is this? So I'm not surprised if this is the same model from
Not to
the-
go too off topic, but speaking of Fabio,
Fabio.
have we all seen that Super Bowl commercial with Eugene Levy where he drives the
Yes,
yellow
he
car?
looks like
And
Fabio.
he actually looks like a really hot guy by the end of it because
Yeah.
he has the Fabio hair, and all
Yeah.
of a sudden you see how is this guy been handsome all along and we just never.
Yeah,
He's just always been that
That's
awkward
amazing.
dad.
I've seen it. Yes.
Has he ever acted like a romantic comedy? Or
I mean, Schitt's Creek
I-
is
I'd
kind of
watch that.
fantastic, but
American Pie?
Yeah. Would American Pie be considered a
Yeah, but
romantic
like
comedy?
like as a
Romantic
lead.
comedy.
American
Yeah.
Wedding? Best in Show? I don't know. Anyways.
He was in Serendipity.
yep,
He was
behind the
with
line.
gloves. Yeah.
Yeah.
You make a great team. Johnny is the driver, Dan takes the money, and Jess is the lookout. The three of them have been successful bank robbers for 6 jobs now. As the police begin closing in, Jess finds herself in a conflict. Johnny never wants to stop. Dan wants out of the game, and they are both in love with Jess.
Of course.
Fake.
Yeah, fake.
Fake.
Fake, because Johnny and Dan should be in love with each other. This should be.
I say it's real.
I'm for it.
There's something wrong with this romance.
I say it's real.
It's fake.
Yeah.
I'm starting to see what's fake.
Yeah.
When something is written that sounds perfectly believable,
Yeah, that's got to be the.
that's
fake.
her move.
Yeah.
Yep.
If it's a magical creature, real.
Real.
That's real.
All right, calm down. Sam is just enjoying her day off from work, thinking about maybe watching the new movie that people keep talking about, when the little air splits around her, and a man appears out of nowhere. He's tall and handsome, and he tells Sam that he's been sent from the future to protect her.
Cool.
She thinks he's crazy, except she did see him come from nowhere. When he grabs her hand, Sam feels a spark. This man is here to save her life and change it forever.
I
I
say real.
love when people come from the future. That is like my favorite thing in movies.
Real.
From the future.
I say real.
I go with real. This is
Real.
just if,
I'm going
if
real.
the Terminator was charming.
Fake.
The Terminator was charming.
It's real.
It's real.
It's fake.
It is fake.
Oh.
I don't know, that should be fun.
It
Yeah, might have-
was actually inspired by.
Did you
Terminator.
write that, Ben?
I didn't write that.
Oh. Okay.
It's figured me
But he's
out.
going to.
Catan did not want a mate.
Real.
Fate has a let me read it.
Let her finish, Lewis.
God. Fate has a different plan for him. When the queen he despises declares her intention to claim him, he retreats into the jungle. What he finds there changes his world. Small, delicate, and pale-skinned, Ivy Foster is nothing like the females Catan has known. She's not of his kind at all, yet the moment he sees her, he knows the truth in his soul. She is his heart's thread. And now that he has her, he won't let anything take her away. Not the jungle, not the gods, not the queen. Whether Ivy agrees or not, their webs are entangled.
Ooh.
No one will ever sever those threads.
Real.
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 That's a little toxic.
It
It's
depends
real.
on how you view toxic.
Yeah.
I say it's real.
I think she
It's
needs
real
to.
toxic.
I think she needs to agree for this to be a romance, right?
Not necessarily.
Not
Sometimes
necessarily.
romance start off.
Kidnapping people.
Do you, Ben, have you ever heard of
Nothing
the
sexier than
hate to
Stockholm
love?
Syndrome.
Real.
It is real. It's called The Spider's Mate, Book 1, Ensnared. It is a monster.
Interesting.
He's a spider monster, so if you got the web puns, it's great. Well, she literally can't leave. There's like 3 or 4 books of this series too, so
You should. I wish you had the taglines for all of them. Like,
I would. A lot of them are not available in the system because they are only ebooks. But someone sat down and they wrote them and they published it somewhere, and people are giving them great reviews.
I wouldn't be surprised if most of them are self-published books.
Yes. Love and babies. 2 things Lucy doesn't have time for in her life. It's 1926 and this young West Australian woman is happy as an accountant. And she intends to stay that way. Along comes Giorgio, an Italian migrant fisherman sent to Australia in disgrace. The moment their eyes meet across the fish market, he knows Lucy's the girl for him. If it weren't for those damn crabs and his reputation as a rake, he's certain he could catch more than just her eye, perhaps even her heart
I'm saying
too.
it's fake because it's racist.
it's definitely fake because of a reason I can't say on tape. Never mind.
crabs.
You go fake.
I'll go fake.
It's definitely fake.
I'm gonna go with fake, but I don't know what
Yeah,
kind
I'm
of
like-
crabs
I'm-
they're talking about, and that concerns me.
So this is a real book called How to Catch
Oh.
Crabs, and he catches crabs. Not the STD, but the
God.
actual
Oh my
market.
god.
Crabs!
Why did I go with the crowd? Why?
And he's even wearing a wife beater. I'm telling you, that is racist.
Look, it's by the water, which means the white beater is just...
He's a paisan.
That is
Yeah, I
a
was gonna
pretty
say,
generalized.
he's pretty
Yeah.
It's racist.
I
Are you
didn't come
sure
up with
it's
the
not?
plot.
Are you sure it's just stereotype and not racist? It's just a
I
stereotype.
didn't come up with the plot.
See, exactly.
It's 1692 and Elizabeth has been accused of practicing witchcraft in Salem, Massachusetts. She fears for her life, as no one believes in her innocence except the kind, handsome deputy constable, John Williamson. He helps Elizabeth escape, and the two flee through the New England wilderness with the Salem authorities in hot pursuit, falling in love along the way.
Fake.
I think this could be real. I
Fake.
think it's real.
Yeah, fake also.
It's fake.
I'm gonna go with fake because they have the same first names as the Crucible.
I'm going to trust and go with real.
Yeah, I like that. I've read enough historical fiction romance to know that this is a thing. So I'm going to say real.
It's fake.
It's fake.
That reminded me of the plot
I
for
didn't.
one of
I
the-
came up with the names for that one since it was a fill in the name kind of deal. I didn't consider the John part. I was just like generic man name.
I was thinking about it was like the R.L. Stein, the,
sorry,
the
Ben.
Go
I
Back
let
to
you
Time
down.
episode.
Okay.
That's what it reminded me of.
You also boosted me up earlier,
It's true.
so I appreciate that.
It's true.
She was supposed to cure the coronavirus.
Oh, no.
Instead, she fell in love with
I
it.
hope this is fake.
Dr. Alexa Ashingtonford is a part of a crack team of scientists tasked with finding the cure to the devastating coronavirus. Little did she know she would end up falling in love with it in this steamy viral erotica. Kissing Coronavirus is a steamy tale about forbidden love and dark desires come to life.
I want to say this is real.
Love the name.
With the virus, with like the
actual virus.
So he becomes corporeal.
Ben.
It becomes. I want to say that's real.
I was going to say, if someone actually wrote this, they should be ashamed of themselves.
Yeah,
Yes.
This is like, so many people died because of this thing, and
Yeah.
they're making a comic book about it. Like,
Yeah.
I feel bad.
I'm
but I still
gonna
think
hope
it's
this
real.
one's fake.
Definitely fake.
I'm gonna
And
bet-
Ashington Ford's not a
Yeah.
name.
I'm going with real.
I wanna.
I don't-
I wanna say. I'm gonna say fake, but it would not surprise me at all if it was a real book.
No, it's fake. It's gotta be.
It's
It is a real
book.
book called Kissing the There are 3 books in the series.
Oh,
The
really?
second book is called Kissing the Coronavirus, the second wave. And the third one is Kissing the Coronavirus, the mutant strain.
Why?
Which is the
Why is
This
COVID
author-
just like Lou Ferrigno Hulk?
So this is a very short novel, I'm not gonna lie. It is real, you can buy it on Amazon right now. It's an ebook.
This,
He does get it like a physical body, and it's funny the covers are all great because the second one's just like 2 coronaviruses, and then the other one is like a red.
this author is
God.
probably a deeply unkind human being.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, if you look at the reviews, people are like, this is amazing. In like a literal sense, they're like, this is amazing.
Maybe it was written to give the author the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Maybe it was written in an attempt to sort of
What? An attempt to do what?
nothing.
Simone?
Let's just it's real.
Come on, Devil's
So-
Advocate, throw it at me.
No, that's
Look,
okay.
I've played games
I will
where
say
we
nothing.
personify like guns into like there's a game called Girls Frontline where it's literally like you get to summon female personifications of guns.
Yeah.
And then there's another game where it's battleships. Personal favorite, Congo. Love her. Congo Des, my best girl. There's 2 shows about that, actually. 3! There's 3 about that, sorry. Of female personifications of warships. Look, there are things sometimes we just want to fall in love with. And have it make sense. Moving on. As Rebecca walks through the abandoned castle, she has a strange feeling that someone is watching her. Up ahead, she sees a painting on the wall of a fine young gentleman from the 1800s. As she looks closer, Rebecca notices that the eyes of the gentleman are following her every movement. She stands there and stares at the painting, petrified with fear. Then one of the eyes winks at her.
Nice.
I'm
I'll
gonna
go
say.
fake.
I'm gonna go with real because that one sounds really cool.
I would say real, but the way I'm going, you know, I don't know anymore. My confidence has been shattered. I have no idea.
I want to say fake.
Yeah, I'm gonna say fake too.
It is fake.
Oh.
Yay!
I did enjoy this one though. I'd see. It's like picture a Dory, right? You'd see.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm into it.
That'd be a cool little horror movie. I feel like.
Right? I'm into it. Fury has never known compassion or love. He spent his life in a cell, chained and abused by humans. To one woman he allowed himself to trust,
The one
betrayed
woman.
him. Sorry. Now he's free and set on vengeance. He vows to end her life, but when she's finally in his grasp, harming her is the last thing he wants to do to the sexy little human.
What does he want to do?
We can't
I can't say that on camera.
Oh, gotcha.
But you can imagine.
I'm gonna say real.
I censored some things, Louis.
Going with real.
I'm gonna go real.
Yeah, I think real also. Yeah, real for this one.
Fake.
I actually submitted this one, so I can't say.
It's real.
Fury. Simona did contribute.
That cover looks exactly like one of the other ones, or 2 or 3 of the other ones.
It looks
There's-
like the Hades cover.
Yeah, that's it.
That guy has an
There,
excellent,
if you go
excellent
through
body.
most of our books and you find like a lot of the fantasy romance ones, you'll notice they all look the same. And there's actually somebody did a thing at a library or at a bookstore where it was like, "Where's my shirt collection?" And they just went around putting like cut out shirts.
Cool.
How on earth does someone get their shoulder that well rounded?
Photoshop.
A lot of.
It's gonna be
A lot of
hard
those shoulder
work and
exercises.
determination. You
It's the
people are-
lighting. It's all about the lighting.
Photoshop.
I feel like it would be painful. I mean, I would love to like walk around like that for one day just to see what it feels like. But I wonder, it's like you're probably hungry, you're probably a little
Yep.
achy,
Yeah.
and you're probably pissed off a
Have you
little
ever
bit.
seen like Arnold in the 70s? It's just like, how do you do things?
Yeah.
Like those bodybuilding competitions.
Yeah.
God, he would. I mean, even to this day, I know he's like not even really big for a bodybuilder by today's standards, but God, he beautiful physique. That's pretty cool. I would love to do that for a day.
Sherry is a personal chef hired by the coach to cook exclusively for the star NFL player, Tom Grady, who turns out to be an extremely picky eater. Basically, what he ate as a child is the only thing he eats as an adult. What starts as a trying working relationship quickly leads to fun in the kitchen and romance.
I'll go fake on that.
I'm
gonna
gonna say
go-
real because I think Tom Brady is a picky eater, and I can see
It's not
some.
Tom Brady, it's Tom Grady.
Right? Yeah, sure. And I can see some obsessed fan writing some romance thing about
I'm
Tom
gonna
Brady.
say fake.
I believe Patriot fans are capable of those.
Oh yeah,
yes.
they're the worst. Yeah.
I am not capable.
Oh, you're a Patriots fan?
I am a Patriot.
I'm gonna say fake.
They're okay. I'm sorry.
Whatever. You're just mad because your team won't get as many Super Bowl
That's all right. We beat you twice.
wins. Fake. Lose. Just like your team.
I don't know. We did beat the Patriots twice.
Thank you.
Fight.
We
On
also,
the camp.
we also took away your undefeated season too. There, so
But we're talking about Valentine's Day, not NFL. You can't go in there, Sadie tells him before Jeremy informs her that he owns the museum and can go anywhere he pleases. Since Sadie is a museum guide, he asks for a tour, and the two recognize a spark happening.
Fake.
True. Real.
it could be, it can't be. I'm gonna say fake.
Oh, then you can go with no. Why not? Yeah, fake.
Real.
Yay!
Keep blowing the lead.
Creative, challenging one is.
I like it when the lights are out. It's really nice. I think it all
The
illuminates
cameras
us
don't
better.
like it.
Yeah. I don't know if it adds to the ambiance.
When Dr. Renee Floyd succeeds in transferring the brain pattern of a 10,000-year-old man into a modern human, she gets more than she bargained for when her subject physically changes into a prehistoric man with an animal lust that can't be quenched.
Yes.
This is the last one.
Uh-oh.
This is the last one.
It's real.
It's real.
Camera battery died? Do we know how long ago? Probably not. I say real.
It's real.
Real.
Lewis.
Lewis also says real.
That was weird, just like turned off.
Ben. Just
I'll figure it out.
I wonder how long that was on.
I can believe this would be written.
Yeah, this is real.
It sucks, there's no like this one has like a light in the front.
Yeah, I know.
Prehistoric man with an animal lust that can't be quenched. That I think that's a real.
can't be quenched.
That's a real bodice ripper
Unquenchable.
right there.
Real.
Real.
We got a reel from Lewis. It is in fact real. It's called Lust of the Caveman.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Could they have done a better job
Interesting
with that
cover.
cover?
Yeah.
Would that induce any like?
You can
honestly,
already
it's
tell
kinda
that
like,
it's a bad book.
Accuracy, all right.
Oh,
You can
please,
already
what do you
tell.
look
It's
like?
like Javier Bardem, right? With the like, the good frown lines and the like very like seductive
He's got
eyes.
it in
Is he
a
scary? Is he not
haircut.
scary? You know?
He's scary. But it's
Yeah.
it's an attractive scary.
Yeah.
It's a weird like I shouldn't be attracted to the amount of scary he's giving off right now, but he is.
Mhm.
It's just like intimidation, but good intimidation. All right, well that comes to the end of our game.
So do we want to do like our favorite couples now?
We could do that.
Because
I
I have.
can't wait to find out who won.
I
I feel like this one was like
I
neck
think,
and neck.
I think the answer is obvious. It was me.
You might have won. Yeah.
I would
can
be
stay up here
shocked
if you
if
do.
I won.
We've only got like 20 minutes before the film pro.
Nicely
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Great job, Amanda.
There were some honorable mentions I was going to put on here, but you know,
I feel like every time someone gets a point, there needs to be a number that goes up with a burst of confetti.
I like it.
I want to say there were a lot of really weird ones I could have
I'll
put
look
on
at the
here.
numbers.
So did you look at the Hannah Howell books that I?
I literally just searched weird
Oh.
romance novels, and I went with a lot, and I had to get rid of it. There was one that I saw called The Hummingbird and the Kraken,
Wow.
where I read the plot, and I was just like,
Okay.
I was like, all right, no. There's a lot of trolls. There's a lot of ogre ones recently. That seems to be everyone's thing right now. It's the hot ticket. Dragon shifters are always an interesting one. I think what's been going on recently is Omegaverse is kind of the big one too. I'm a little into it. It's weird. I'm not going to explain what that is.
Normal life right
Ruby
there.
Dixon also has another dragon shifter human romance. It's part of the Ice Planet Barbarians.
Oh, I almost put that
Chronicles.
one on here, but I thought that
It's-
one was too common.
It's my favorite one of the series. I love that book a lot.
I saw that one. Tempted to put it on here. I was like, too common. They'll know right away. Or at least someone will. Clearly, Katie would know right away.
I would know, yes.
Actually, one of my coworkers downstairs actually mentioned that one. She actually turned my attention to the coronavirus. She was like, I can't believe somebody wrote this. And I was
Janet?
like,
Wow.
no,
Just kidding.
not Janet.
Oh, no.
I didn't get any suggestions.
Okay, we're going to talk about our favorite
Yes, yes.
novel couples.
Yes.
Simona's ready.
I am ready.
One always has a packet of stuff.
I got my notes.
I also...
Is Buffy and Spike your first name?
Yes!
You couldn't call that?
Terrible together.
Listen, do not judge.
I'm never judging you, or judging the relationship itself.
Simona's going to jump the table.
See, this is why I didn't go with the other game idea. It's subjective.
Exactly. But I'm gonna explain. Because I know Ben might give me some side eye. It's like, you know.
I'm not.
Well, the camera will
No,
catch it if he does.
Okay, alright.
I think Spike and who was the girl? Drusilla are better together.
Well,
Talk about toxic for those fans.
well, yeah, so am I going first? I don't want it. Does someone else want to go first?
You're going first.
Go.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, no,
We're-
now it's
we're already talking
established.
about you, so-
Okay, great. So my first couple is Buffy and Spike, also known as Spuffy. That's their ship name. Now I will admit there's a lot of controversy with this ship. I understand why. It starts off hella toxic, especially in season 6. Essentially, for those that don't know, Buffy is brought back from being in a heavenly dimension by her friends because they thought that she had gone to hell. Of course, she doesn't take that very well. She gets extremely depressed. Spike, who's been attracted to her since he saw her in season 2, takes advantage of her. Not in the literal sense, but he takes advantage of her emotional vulnerability. They engage in a very toxic sexual relationship. Eventually, towards the end of the season, she realizes she shouldn't do this anymore. I don't like that they made him attempt to rape her, because I felt like that was against his character, and a lot of fans don't like that. Comes back in the 7th season, and that's when their bond goes from purely physical to more emotional and respectful, which is why I think they're a good relationship.
Because they learn.
The relationship grows. Like, I understand why people are Bangle fans, Buffy and Angel, but I felt that Buffy and Angel was like toast. It was very bland.
Oh.
I thought you meant the football team.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the Super Bowl. I was like, how does this relate?
So Buffy and Angel were okay. They're very bland. It was like watching toast. It's toast, milk toast. So I'm definitely for Buffy. So that's my first one.
I'm gonna have to go with Neo and Trinity in Matrix Resurrections.
Beautiful.
I've never seen that much heat between two people on screen, and I've watched thousands and thousands of movies, and like even in their interviews about the movie, the chemistry between these two is ridiculous. Carrie-Anne Moss and Keanu Reeves, like, I was like watching them sitting in a cafe just drinking coffee together. It was incredible.
There just feels like there's such a genuine love there.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? A lot of people felt like they had no chemistry. When I watched them, I thought, I think they're doing a good job, but a lot of people blasted them as having no chemistry whatsoever.
I think those two are electric from the first, in all the Matrix movies.
I kind of like the last Matrix movie. Like, I really dig that they were like trying to put them together again, but the entire time, like their encounters were so awkward to me that I was just like, kiss already. Like someone just accidentally bump into, sorry, and then
Those
just
are the
boom.
encounters that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like, and all they're doing is sitting across from each other or like barely touching
It makes
each
me
other's
anxious.
hand.
I'm just
it
like,
was like, yeah,
I
it was
love
some of
the new Matrix.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's like I mean, the first one's like in its own world, but easily.
Yeah.
I think making Neo Hideo Kojima is the coolest thing.
Was that what it was?
I was watching. I was like, "Yo, he's just Kojima. He just makes video games now."
now is he like pre-Konami Kojima, or is he after that whole fiasco? Is he now the new independent?
I don't think that's the subtext.
Kojima.
But I was like,
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was a very standard plot. I've seen a lot of those plots recently where it's like, oh, I'm a big, successful video game player, but that was fine. That was fine. It made sense for the Matrix in general. It made sense to make the Matrix world make sense.
Yeah.
But there's just, it lost, I guess, some of its like philosophy.
That's what
But
I thought.
the
It got very
romance, it was,
repetitive
like,
and it lost
the
itself.
most romantic. I'll be watching that movie every
I don't
Valentine's
think it
Day.
lost the philosophy. I think it brought it a new direction.
Maybe. I've been thinking about this movie nonstop since I watched it.
I think a lot about the analyst and his approach to building a Matrix, and I think it's very perceptive.
And I think, and all I can think about is them having, and also let's give a round of applause to the best looking coffee I've ever seen in a movie too, because that's something that movies never get
And there's
right.
so many movies where they set it in coffee shops. Get your stuff together.
See, I didn't notice that. I appreciate coffee.
Latte art.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
I'm just checking the time. If we want to wrap it up by 2:50, we gotta
Sorry.
move it along. I'm sorry.
Katie,
Anyway.
putting down.
Look,
the
these are
hammer.
passionate ships.
Neo and Trinity. Go.
I went the bromance route.
Oh.
I went Jules Verne and Vincent Vega. Pulp Fiction. Great bromance
I was
there.
like, at first I was
Yeah.
like, hold on.
Deep conversation. They go through a lot together.
They do.
Cliff Booth and Rick Dalton. Best buds. Go through a lot together. And
More than a bromance,
yeah.
maybe.
Definitely. Oh yeah. And I don't remember the names in their movies, but Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly in Step Brothers. I mean, that is just that's love.
Family love.
That is love.
Family love.
I'll go. I didn't really prepare for this, but I'll go with a an extremely toxic relationship. Because
Yes,
they're in the
yes,
romance
yes,
route
yes,
that
yes.
I love watching. Tom Wamsgans and Cousin Greg on Succession.
Oh yeah.
There's a scene this season where he tells him the story of Nero and Sporus. Tom tells Greg it, and about how Nero had his wife executed and a man castrated, and then married the man and made him dress up as his wife. And
Not
he says,
surprising for him.
Greg, I'd castrate and marry you in a minute.
So it's definitely more on the romance. See, who does not want to hear that? That is so romantic. I can feel why you want that shit.
It's an insane
To
thing
say.
to watch.
Wow.
Look, sometimes
I'm joking, people. Before I'm joking.
Look, I'm just saying that the words "I love you" are so generic now. It's like you gotta come up with new creative ways to say "I love you," no matter how effed up they are, because that's real love. That you actually thought about it and you actually did the research. And it just came out and you were done. You executed, and it's like, then you roll the dice on that one, and it's like, did it land? Maybe.
What about you, Katie?
Okay, so my favorite book romantic couple is Fair and Rhysand from A Court of Thorns and Roses, as I think they're really great.
They're awesome.
They are. They're my favorite. And my second favorite is I think it's going to be Bryce and Hunt from Sarah J. Maas's newest series. That the second book's coming out.
Crescent City.
Crescent City.
Yes, we have it in the library.
We do. And the second book's coming out on February 15th, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
And my third favorite romance couple, it would have to be Claire and Jamie from Outlander. And the reason why I like them, it's not that I like them less than the other two, it's just and I'm talking about their dynamic in the books, not so much in the series, because in the books they go through up and downs as couples do with time traveling.
As couples do with time travel.
Yeah. I mean, and it's just the way they work together, the way they figure things out as a married couple. We're living in the 1700s. It's really well written. You believe their struggles and
Basically, every single person I know would agree with you 100%.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
I haven't met any real life on-screen couples that I've been are my favorite. But my favorite couple of all time is actually from an anime and a graphic novel series called Tokyo Babylon, and it's between it's a bromance between the main character Subaru and his childhood friend Seishiro. I love toxic relationships because I think they create some of the best tension in story building when I read them. And that one was just so amazing. I think their love traverses time, and they are my ultimate I love their story because it never went anywhere, but you always felt there was love there. And then when something happens to one of the characters, he you see him mouth off in his ear, and you never know what he says, what his confession was, whether it was "I love you" or something like that. But in other renditions of kind of how they did with the Stephen King and the Dark Tower series, they brought the characters back but in a different form. And the one character, Seishiro, is constantly searching for Subaru. And I'm just their love traverses time and space, and you can't tell me otherwise. And I think it's beautiful. It's toxic because the one guy's a bad guy who murders people and he doesn't care. But the promise they made as children is one of those ones where it's and I love it. I wish that it had a happy ending, and it really didn't. But I love everything about tragic romances. And my second couple is actually in an ongoing anime right now, and we have the first 3 graphic novels for it. Is from a graphic novel called Requiem of the Rose King, very Shakespearean. And it's actually the relationship between Richard and the Duke of Buckingham. And it sounds like another bromance, but it's kind of not, because Richard is a character who was a transvestite? They were born with both. No, it's.
I know.
What is the term?
When they're born with both.
Both.
Hermaphrodite.
Hermaphrodite. Sorry, I got the terms mixed up. Please don't hate me. but has been raised to believe that he is a he.
Mm-hmm.
And so as they grow older and, things start going on through these warring British era, he starts to become unable to hide some of the female aspects of his body, and the Duke of Buckingham is the only one who actually, learns the secret of Richard and still, lusts after him and, wants to do everything, get him to be the king of everything. And he's willing to, sacrifice himself to be there. And I'm just it's another weird toxic relationship, too, because it's just a relationship out of use for both sides, in a sense. As is kind of like Game of Thrones-esque marriages and stuff like that. Richard's married and unfortunately has never procreated with the wife, so the wife doesn't even know. And it's one of those things where it's just steamy romance. So those are my two favorite couples right now. I just really like the writing of their relationships. They're toxic and they're a bit kind of more passion than it is emotional, but I really like that because passion makes you do crazy things.
The more messed up a
Dangerous.
relationship is, the more fun it is to watch.
It really is, because you're
Not
it's
more
all
fun to
about
be
the
in, though. Let me tell you.
No.
it's all about the
But
lust
more
in the
fun to
beginning,
watch.
and then it can either build, it can go so many directions. It can either start toxic and go as Simona said with Buffy and Spike, where it's they start to get away from the toxicity and actually want to know about each other, or it can just become incredibly dangerous where it's hurting everybody around them or it's hurting themselves. And I'm just and I love tragedy. It's one of the coolest builds for writing. You just do so much.
Hysterical toxic relationship that turns out okay. Pete and Trudy Campbell, Mad Men.
Oh, yeah.
Hell's bells, Trudy. Hell's bells.
So I just had one more, I really wanted to talk about, because writers were playing with this. It's Dean Winchester and Castiel from the Supernatural series.
Oh God.
All right.
There's been a lot of stuff happening with that recently,
Yes.
right?
It's always been happening. It's been happening since Castiel was introduced as a character.
So we're known as Destiel in the fandom, those that ship it. I was not committed necessarily. I'm more neutral. But I saw the possibility in this bromance. The writers were schizophrenic with how they wanted to do this. And it was one of those cases where they finally made Castiel confess and then they killed him.
Yeah, they sent him to super ultra hell, right?
So it's thanks
People need to
writers.
commit. They need to commit to it.
So,
Continue.
Oh. No, yeah. So essentially, the writer, Castiel was introduced in season 4. He's for those who are not familiar with Supernatural, he's the angel that takes Dean out of hell, and that's when their whirlwind romance begins. Because I always knew they were in love with one another, whether Dean was willing to admit it, because he has a hard time expressing his emotions. Anyone who watches the show, but yeah, eventually the
That's
writers.
weird. I haven't heard a male character be described as having a difficult time with his feelings.
I think that's part of the course.
Original.
Well, listen, Mr. Snarky, don't make me get the Supernatural fans.
Look, those boys aren't good at expressing anything on screen.
No, and honestly, it's one of those things where, I
Ouch.
clocked out after season 11. I wanted to stay until 15, but after 11, I figured my commitment period ends. So I was
Drawn
It
the line
is.
at 15 years, huh?
Exactly. So I was this is going nowhere, because they literally repeat. It's they lack communication skills. Everything would have been solved if you freaking talked to one another. But no, the brothers can't do that. It's anyway, back to Destiel. So Dean Winchester and Castiel, he even makes him a mixtape. If that is not romance, I don't know what else is. But anyway, when he finally confesses, he dies. It's one of those kill your gays moment.
Yeah.
And that makes me upset, but there are still people, even after his confession, and the writers finally decide to say it's canon, say that it's not canon. That they're just really close
I
bros.
remember hearing something
Wow.
that, in the Brazilian dub of it,
Yeah.
Dean said, "I love you too," and there's been a whole brouhaha about it.
No, Dean, if he would have said that, it's yeah, I'm surprised, because they did a good job, because I was looking at the original script. This person who did a whole video dedicated to this ship included the script. The original script was a lot better than what they ended up showing. But yeah, that's my second couple choice.
Geralt and Yennefer.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Granted, I didn't get what I wanted out of the second season, but we
What
did
did
get.
you want out of the second
Henry
season?
wanted them
Cavill,
going-
take your shirt
I wanted
off.
them going at it because that's what they do best in the books. And we didn't get it, but we did get a lot of what I loved about The Matrix. They sat across a table and just gazed lovingly at each other with a ton of chemistry, and it was almost as good.
even though
I'm going to
No,
bring
go
up
ahead.
something that it's just because I'm watching it now, so it's on my mind. I mean, I'm not watching it like right now, but Rue and Jules, Euphoria, HBO. I don't know if you guys have watched any of that show or not.
I need to get on.
Yeah, but it is like just intense moment after intense moment, and I mean, you know, it's a teen drama and everything like that, but it is just like really it's entertaining, and it's hard to say something's entertaining that's about, you know, a drug addict and stuff like that, but it really is very good, and I really like their chemistry together, her and Jules, and the show's very well done.
I hear that Zendaya topped the end of Goodfellas in this last episode.
She was
Yeah.
doing things that
I heard she went GTA mode on.
Yeah, she was doing things that I couldn't believe. I knew she was a decent actress because I've been watching the show, but like this was like people were. I was reading things that were like, just give her Emmy now. But yeah, it's very good, and their relationship is good. I would also argue that her relationship with drugs is the most toxic relationship I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I'm just gonna throw a movie out there, Chungking Express.
Mm.
Amazing, super romantic in every way. Just, chance encounters. You
And-
can't beat it.
It's like California Dreaming becomes like the most romantic song. Is that the name of the song anyway?
I think so.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fei Wong, amazing.
And then
Amazing
once again,
actress.
it's all about the gaze at each other.
Exactly.
The heat between two actors, where it's just the tension between them is what, puts it over.
Oh.
Sigh.
Well, I have another toxic one.
All right.
Oh, I missed it.
Cannibal, and what was the name of the...
Will Graham!
Such a good
Now
relationship.
I know that one could argue, do you want to root for a cannibal and a guy whose sanity is questionable to get together? And honestly, it was touch and go.
Two
But
thumbs
they
up
got
for me.
together, and then they jumped off the cliff.
Have you ever seen the 80s version of Red Dragon, Manhunter?
No.
It's awesome. Brian Cox plays Hannibal, and he's
Oh,
just
yeah?
a smarmy,
Really?
jerk in it. And he just bothers Will Graham the whole time.
But
It's
there were
amazing.
a lot of longing stares, since we were mentioning
Yes.
stairs. The stairs between Hannibal and Will, like you felt that tension. People were denying it, but I was like, I can see it.
I went into that show fully functioning, ready
Yes.
to go.
I didn't even know there was another Red Dragon movie.
It's so good. It's
Yeah.
Michael Mann, the guy that
Yeah.
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 Oh, cool.
And starring the guy from all the NCIS shows.
William Peterson.
And it stars Inagata Devita.
Oh my god, that scene.
Mm-hmm. That'll do it.
Yeah.
250 on the button, unless you want to
Okay,
continue
you got
one
another
more.
one?
I can say another one.
Go for it.
My fourth, Aang and Katara from Avatar: The Last Airbender, and also Sokka and Suki from Avatar: The Last Airbender. I love
Sokka
them.
was quite the chick magnet.
He was.
I will say it's a shame that none of us got into True Blood, but if we had 10 more minutes, we could have.
I read the books. I
Still
tried
not.
watching the show, but after reading the books, especially me and my mom used to read them together, like side by side. We were such big fans of the books, but when we watched the show, we were just like,
Oh.
No Cersei and Jamie, guys?
look, we already covered that. We already covered how I feel about
We can't
it.
promote incest. We can promote everything else. Incest is like the line.
That's where you draw the line.
Some of the best yaois I've
You want
read.
to talk about a toxic relationship? Cersei and Jamie, toxic, very.
But they were together in the end.
Yes.
Just so dumb.
They could have just moved, 2 steps to the
No.
side.
Jamie, it should have been Jamie and Brienne, and that's it. That's it.
And it should have
Okay.
been Tyrion that had his chance at revenge. That'll be another episode. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have.
I have hot takes about the last season of Game of Thrones, and that's
We're gonna have our therapy.
I didn't think it was as awful.
Oh my
I
Hell
didn't.
yeah, Ben. Hell yeah.
I'm with you. I didn't absolutely hate it. I didn't think it was the worst thing in creation. Was it a little tad bit disappointing? Yes.
Was it the worst season of Game of Thrones though?
Probably.
No, the first one was.
Absolutely. We'll save it for this episode.
Hasn't punches me, okay.
Save it for another episode.
Alright. Alright, to film a,
All right, guys. Well, this will wrap up our happy little discussion of toxic relationships
This
and our
is a
Valentine's Day.
toxic relationship now.
This
Anyone who thinks season 8 of Game of Thrones is good,
this is
toxicity.
see, this is what Valentine's is all about, and this could be our promo. It's
No, it's
discussion-
about illegally marrying teenagers and then dying for the cause.
Wait, was
That's
that,
what about.
Wait, was that season 8? Was that a season 8?
Where did that come from?
Wait.
The
what?
history
Oh,
was like,
right,
this is
right,
what
I
Valentine's
forgot.
Day is all about. No,
I forgot what
it
you
was
were talking
about the
about.
man who went out there and illegally married people and got caught for it.
Let's do a normal closing.
All right, thank you all for joining us for another very special episode of the Caffeinated Librarians, and we will see you, I believe, actually, not that far from this episode, so, because this episode will actually arrive earlier than we intended, so I guess we'll see you on the next episode, which will be on Friday. So,
Bye.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day!